Good morning. The Lost Pubs of Cheshunt. Sorry it took so long to get this one out. It's a follow-up to the Lost Pubs of War from Cross. I've just been busy and someone wrote me van off and just ain't had the time, but we're here. It's Sunday morning. It's not as busy as I thought it would be. It's a few walkers. Right, I just want to pick up on the last video I did, Lost Pubs of War from Cross. The Queen's Head was where KFC is. That was just a slip of my tongue, it weren't the Britannia. Right, where we started, which was 1 mile up that towpath, was the old English gentleman, and someone picked up on it. That's actually in Waltham Abbey. I thought that had changed morning as the borders moved. I forget it was who picked me up on it, but thanks anyway. It's it's a funny one. It's got a Hertfordshire postcode. It's in Hertfordshire, but it comes under Waltham Abbey, which is in Essex. So I picked the bones out of that. Not important anyway. And what else I got picked up on was that I forgot to put a video of the Black Prince in. Well, I did do a video of the Black Prince, but I forgot to put it. It just never made the video. So here it is. The next pub was there, the Black Prince. I actually was the brickwork contractor on this job until I fell out with the builder. That went on quite often in them days. I'm still friends with him now though. Yeah, it's quite a big job. Yeah, the Black Prince was right in the middle of in the heart of Waltham Cross here, which is the heart of the Italian community. Years ago there was Italian shops there. Mazins, I remember one of them, I can't remember what the other one was called. One of the boys, was it George, played for Spurs for a little while. Not a bad footballer, didn't stay long. Yeah, the Black Prince. Oh, at one time they had a landlord there and he was just an alcoholic, and you'd go in there and he'd be passed out behind the bar, laying on the floor, and the customers used to go in and help themselves. They never knocked him. You put the money in the till yourself. Yeah, it's a strange old pub in a strange place, really. It's right in the middle of a load of houses, but yeah, not a bad boozer. We've had plenty of drink in there. Right, we're gonna have to head into town now. Not much more to say about anything around here, really. I don't think. I don't know what that is. That's flats. That used to be a factory or something. I remember. Not been down here for years. Well, you wouldn't come down here, would you, unless you lived here? You was lost. So, the first pub was here, in that lot over there, just up here a little bit. It was in there. It was called the Jolly Bargeman, and before this all got overgrown and what have you, you could actually see the foundations for it. I don't know when it closed, probably in the 60s. I actually remember it. I remember coming here with my dad and my uncle, but I was young, very young. A little garden out the front and that. There was football fields over here, I'll show you, just here, and it was used as changing rooms for a while. I think in the 70s and early 80s, they were football fields here. But yeah, it's pulled down now, gone. Would have made a good little pub, wouldn't it, along the river there? I don't know what happens. Right, a lot of these places we're going to visit today, if I get it all done today. I've drunk in most of them, and I could tell you some stories, characters, good stories, bad stories, but I don't feel I should. A lot of these people have passed away now, and I don't think their families would want their names touted around YouTube. But you know, in the comments, whether you watch this on YouTube or on Facebook, I mean, if you've got memories and things to say it. It's social media, isn't it? That's allowed in the comment section. So yeah, I'll leave that to you. Right, let's move on. This was in the car park, I should have explained, at the top of Windmill Lane. That's where we're starting. So let's move on. Right, first pub was there, the Windmill. Only recently closed, and that sprung up there. Good pub in its day. Shame it's gone. A nice little Victorian building. But what we've got is all this developments here. This was all light engineering, all gone. What goes through this council's head, I do not know. We vote these councils in to do things for us, and they just do what they want. The traffic problems we're getting around here now, it's bad enough before we built these, but hundreds of new houses here. Yeah, not good. Right, one pub what is surviving is the Red Cow. It's a local of mine. I've not been in here much lately. Madge and Pat run it, good landlord and landlady, and it's a good pub. I hope it survives. Right. I've just mentioned this pub, the Malsters, that's just up along from the Red Cow. As far as I'm aware, this has been demolished. This is going as well. I just don't get it. All these new people moving in and pulling all the pubs down. I think I'm right on that one anyway. McMullen's pub. Right, let's move on further into town. I'll start here, though not strictly a pub. It's the old Comrades of War club. It had a bar, so it counts as a pub, doesn't it? I don't know, it just closed down, people just stopped using it. I don't know what's happened here. Someone bought it, started doing some work on it, and I don't know, looks like they've run out of money or something. But it was a good little place. When we used to get rained off, for about the 70s and 80s, had some snooker tables, pool tables up there. No, we didn't have pool, snooker tables. Get in there and play that on a wet day, but another establishment gone. Right, here's the fire station. Sat the road from the old pond there. And here, there was a pub, somewhere there, called the Magpie. But that closed in between the wars. No exact date on that, but between the First and Second World War. Right, let's walk into towards the old pond. Okay, Grundy Park. Opposite Grundy Park, there was a pub. I don't know when it closed. Don't have no idea on that one. Called the Rifleman. I don't know anything about it really. Right, if we go up here, over there is Tool Station. Believe it or not, that was a Wetherspoons. They actually closed the Wetherspoons here. Wetherspoons are actually closing quite a few pubs, I did read. Was it about 15 or something? The ones that don't do that well. Now, all these pubs are closing because people aren't drinking. The people that do drink then move on to Wetherspoons normally, but even Wetherspoons are closing. So we've got a culture here where we're just not going to pubs like we used to, which I'll talk about that later, because I'm not really sure. Right, the Rose and Crown, that was turned into an eatery, and then there was a fire a few years back and nothing's happened since. Got a building company here advertising, look, construction, they do Brookle and Block. Good on you, boys. Right, that's that. Right, this is the Old Pond pub, was the Old Pond pub. Now again an eatery. Quite popular by the looks of it. Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, and it's Ramo. Tells you something, I suppose, doesn't it? Right, what do I need to do now? I need to cross the road. Lloyd's Bank. Before that was a bank. There was a pub there called the Cricketers. Again, I don't know when that closed. Don't have a clue. New Indian. Chinese is shut. That's been going for years, that was. What's going to happen there? Let me guess, a Mediterranean style restaurant. Here we have, well, it's called O'Shea's now, it's shut. It was the George pub. Tony and Eva had it. Fantastic pub. Let's get a few lock-ins in there. They're under offer, freehold. No idea what's going to become of that. Right, let's sit down a minute and take stock. Here's the area, part of it. It is probably 80% now fast food takeaways, hairdressers, men's hairdressers, and what should we call them, like I said, Mediterranean style restaurants. There is not one pub or one bank in this town centre. Now, you can't really blame the council for that, for having been no banks, can you? That's a separate issue. I was in a posh gym a few weeks back up in Canary Wharf. I've mentioned this in another video, but I'll mention it again. And I was talking to some bankers in there, high up bankers, and they were telling me that it is all the bank's policies to have no high street banks in 5 years. They weren't too sure about the cashless society. They didn't want cash to go, but who knows. Yeah, this area over the last years has had a major influx of people from all different nationalities, you know, moved out of London, moved from their own countries here, whatever. Years ago, you know, we had the Carnival Week, you had the pram race. It was very social. We had a big five-a-side tournament, all the pubs put teams in and played over Grundy Park. It was a great week. Christmas, a round table, Father Christmas had come round. All these things have all gone, with the banks and the pubs, all gone. Now these people who've moved here, they just see these restaurants and what have you, and nothing else seems to go. They think that's normal. They don't know any difference. It ain't fucking normal. We've lost everything. We're losing our heritage here, everything. It's crazy. Yeah, I won't dwell on it anymore. It annoys me. Right, let's move on and try and find some other pubs that ain't there no more. You'd think the council spend some money, what they're creaming off these developers, and sort some of these roads out, wouldn't you? Fucking ridiculous. The Victoria pub, the Vic. Very popular pub when I was a young man. Yeah, even I was young once. That's where all the youngsters used to go. It was a great pub. Now, when this closed down, there's quite a bit of uproar about it, you know. But if people don't go in these pubs, don't use these pubs, and these pubs don't take any money, they're going to close, aren't they? And that's what happened. I don't know why pubs are closing. I'm still trying to put a finger on it, but I'll talk about that later. We've got the highest rate of alcoholism with young men, sort of 18 to 25, and the highest rate of suicide ever known. Alcoholism. And we're not going in pubs. One of my locals I go in on a Monday. They have a Monday club. And the other week I was in there, and it was busy. 30 odd people in there, maybe more. There was not one person under the age of 50. Also went to a pub in Oddeston a couple of weeks back, Sunday afternoon in the garden. They had a DJ and that. It was rammed. Not one person under the age of 50. We're just not being social anymore, are we? We're losing the idea of being social. You know, a lot of people we don't go shopping anymore, do we? You know, it's all done online. Most people do it. Even takeaways, go down to takeaway, get your fish and chips on a Friday or something. Get it delivered by one of these little scooter men. Oh, Just Eat or whatever it's called. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'll dwell on this later because I've got thoughts on it. But yeah, if you don't use the pubs, they're going to close. Why are we not using pubs? Yeah, we'll think about that later. Alright, over there in the distance, right in the distance there, is the Old English Gentleman. That's still open. That was a great pub in its day. Oh, some things went wrong there, I'll tell you. I think I first started drinking there about 1978. Right here, where these flats are, there was a pub called The Ship. And that went in around about 1960, probably just when these flats were built, I would imagine, looking at the style of them. Over there next to the church, I think, I'll get the bearings right, it must be, there was the Hawks and Venison. That went a good few years ago. I don't know, 20 years ago, maybe. Len Dukeman, who was an ex-Spurs player, had it for quite a while. It used to make me laugh. Any troublemakers, that is, don't know why they don't shoot these people. He was brought up in the Channel Islands under German occupation, so I suppose he saw a bit of that. That's where he got it from. Don't know whether Yeah, let's drive up there. Okay, over there where it says Injection, across the road, that used to be the wall pack. Not been gone that long, 10 years maybe. And over here, I used to live in these block of flats over there. There was a pub called, I can't think what it's called now. I'll tell you in a second, I'll get back in the car. But there was a pub there. Just so you know where we are, that's the Anchor. Right, that pub up there, Cooper's Walk with the flat tile, was called the Awesome Groove. Right, I'll get my notes out here. Opposite the Anchor, where these flats are, was the Lord Nelson. I've got no notes on that. I don't know when that came down. Before these flats were put up, I don't know. And then I've got opposite the Lord Nelson, so it might have been here actually, somewhere here. There's a pub over there called the Two Brewers, but God knows when they went. Alright, we need, let's just have a little walk up there. I'm not going to walk right way up there, as you can see it from this corner here. Where this holding is, there was a place called the White House. It was an old people's home, and they recently pulled it down. I haven't got a clue what's going on there now. It's a building site, but not a lot seems to be happening. And there was a pub there. Oh, what was it called? It was 1960. The pub there was called the Red Lion, and that closed in 1960. I don't remember any of these. I've been too young anyway to remember them. Yeah, the Anchor's still going. That's, as you can see now, they have a new landlady there, and she's putting on a bit of entertainment music and that. I don't really go in there much. I don't know how it's working. Wish them all luck though. I don't want to see any more pubs closing. Right, we're going to move on now. Out towards Windmill that way. We're not that far. Right, there's the Bull's Head. That's still open. That's a really busy pub, but that's a restaurant pub. Well, they do get drinkers in there. Over there was the little Bull's Head, or was it the old Bull's Head? I can't remember what it's called. I used to go in there when I was 16, when I was at the college up the road there. It then became Massey's, and then it's just an Indian restaurant now, Cumin. That's about it in Cheshunt on the high road here, on the A1010. Up that way, the next pub comes under Wormley really, and that's the Star, and that's shut. That's a Mediterranean restaurant. So we're going to move on now to West Cheshunt, as it's poshly known. Oops, nearly missed one. The New River Arms. That's the college is here, so that's quite popular in its day of the college. It also was good. They used to have live music in their bands, and that was quite a big pub. Then it became one of them steakhouses, and I believe Tesco owns the site now. But it's been like this for a while now. But yeah, have a good pub gone. Yeah, I nearly forgot that one. I don't know. Right, West Cheshunt, here we come. The Green Dragon. Steeped in history, this one. It's been closed a while now. They've built houses and the car park out the back. I don't know what the main building is, to be quite honest. But it's obviously listed and it's had to stay up, so at least the building's still here. First built in 1590. King James I. I'm sure he built it, but he definitely stayed there. I thought Oliver Cromwell stayed here as well, but I can't find anything to back that up. Yeah, it's such a shame. Very, very popular pub in its day. Got a function room upstairs and that. Yeah, I used to drink in here when I was young. Yeah. Right, let's head up. So do this quickly, else I'll park to someone's private parking space. The White Horse over there, now Tesco Express. Great pub in its day, affectionately known as the Flying Bottle. Those who know, don't they? Otherwise just hazard a guess at it, why it's called that. Yeah, gone. That I think that was built at the same time as there's a big council estate there, Whitefields estate. I think it was built for that. Maybe. So maybe someone will tell me something different, I don't know. Right. somewhere in this area there was a pub, but it was the 1900s, 1901 I found a record of it. It was called the Greyhound, but I don't know nothing about it, except that it belonged to John Cowell, and he was a coal merchant. And if I'm right, please correct me, someone might know, there used to be coal merchants down at Cheshunt train station, wasn't there? There was definitely a coal merchants there. I think that was called Cowell's, so quite possibly the same family. But yeah, they owned the pub here, turn of the century. And that's it. Right, we're going to head up. What way shall I go? Hammond Street. I've completely lost my bearings, but somewhere along here, I can't think where now, was the Rising Sun pub. Great pub in its day. And down there, I drove past it, is the used to be a shop called the Woodman Stores. That's closed down. But it used to be a pub, the Woodman pub. But I don't remember it being a pub. Yeah, there's a lot of developments going on here. There you go, Lou. I'll give you a free bit of advertising. How about that? Buy me a pint when you see me. The Last Lost Pub, the Wheelwrights, recently demolished. This area is absolutely saturated with new builds, as you can see. There's hundreds of houses going up here. I don't know, we vote these councillors in to act for us, and they seem to act for themselves, do what they want, don't they? There's definitely money changing hands here. Yeah, the Wheelwrights, characterless pub really. I used to drink in there, but yeah, not much of a pub. It used to be over on this side of the road. I do remember it, somewhere, I'm not exactly sure where, the old pub. And they rebuilt it in the 70s, I would say. Across the road quickly. Right. Yeah, well that's the end of that. Between Cheshunt and Waltham Cross, about 7 miles it is, and there's roughly about 45 pubs disappeared in that 7 miles. I'm sure there's areas worse, especially in London. There's areas worse around Docklands and that. 32 of them have disappeared recently. So why are these pubs going? Why are we not using pubs? What are the reasons? I think there's many reasons really. I think the internet has got something to do with it. I don't know what. I'm sure it has. I don't think drink driving's got much to do with it. Drink driving's always been an offence since the 1800s. And the legal limit came in 1967. I don't think that's had that much effect on pubs, to be honest. What I will say is, maybe all day opening, that came in when that came in 1988. That did affect the way we drink and that. Before the all day opening, you knew when you went to a pub at a certain time who'd be there. Now you're never sure, you know. And they put prices up because of the staff levelling. You know, you've got to have staff in pubs when there's maybe no one in them. That ain't helped. But let me put this to you. In 1972, the average wage in 1972, you could buy 233 pints of beer, the average price of beer. Nowadays, it's 110 pints. I think there lies your answer. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your lives.